In continuation to previous lecture on 7-member heterocyclic system, today I am going to discuss oxypines and thiopenes. The structure related to 1H azepine that bear an oxygen atom is known as oxypine, while sulfur atom is known as thiopine. These are class of oxygen or sulfur containing 7-membered heterocycles with molecular formula C6H6O or C6H6S. So these are the structures of oxypane, thiopane. In oxypane, oxygen is the heteroatom. In thiopane, sulfur is the heteroatom. And these heterocycles has 8 pi electrons and they obey 4n plus electron rule. Hence, they are anti-aromatic in nature if they have planar structure. They won't obey 4n plus 2 Huckel rule, but they obey 4n pi electron rule. Hence, they are anti-aromatic if they are planar. And as we seen in the case of 1H azapine, azapines will attain non-planar conformation. Why? Because in order to gain stability. So similar to azapine, oxypine and thiopine exist in non-planar conformations and are non-aromatic compounds. So if they attain non-planar conformation, then they are going to gain some stability. So because of gaining that stability, they will be in non-planar conformation. So these are the conformations possible for oxypane and thiopane. So both conformation and chair conformation, which is similar to azapanes. If you come for the stability of these two 7-member heterocycles, oxapanes is much more stable than thiopane and has been synthesized, isolated, and characterized at room temperature, while thiopane has not been detected. So, from this, we can conclude that oxapine is more stable than thiopane, and due to that stability, it has been synthesized, isolated, and characterized at room temperature, whereas thiopane, monocyclic thiopane, has not been detected. So, now I will discuss the oxapine, how oxapanes are synthesized, and what are the important reactions of oxapane 7-membered heterocycles. Due to instability of most monocyclic oxapane does not have any commercial application. Even though they are stable, but they don't find any commercial application, but still they play a remarkable role as intermediate in biosynthesis and metabolism of natural products and xenobiotics. So even though they are not stable and they won't find any commercial application, but they have important role, that is they are involved as an intermediate in biosynthesis and metabolism of natural products and xenobiotics. Hence this oxapane heterocycle pain has gained some attention. And if you come for this oxapane at room temperature exists in rapid equilibrium with its valence tautomer benzene oxide. So if you consider oxapane, this oxapane will not be exist only in this structure, but it has a valence tautomer, that is benzene oxide. So at room temperature, there is an equilibrium exists between oxapane and benzene oxide. So that is benzene oxide, it is the valence tautomer of oxapane. And monosubstituted oxapane supports the existence of two enantiomers in equilibrium with oxapane. So if the oxapane is unsubstituted, then it is going to have valence tautomer benzene oxide. So there won't be any question of stereochemical aspect. But if it is monosubstituted, here is the example, that is 3 substituted oxapane. If this monosubstituted oxapane If it exists a rapid equilibrium with benzene oxide, then two enantiomers are possible. That is, in one enantiomer, the epoxide ring will be below the plane, and there is one more possibility is the epoxide ring can be above the plane. So this existence of two enantiomer supports that oxapane is in equilibrium with benzene oxide. And the oxapine benzene oxide ratio depends on temperature, solvent, and substitution. So if you look at the ratio, in which case oxapane will be dominate, or in which case benzene oxide ratio is dominating, will be, it is completely dependent on temperature, solvent, and substitution. So oxapane form favored in less polar solvent, while at low temperature the benzene oxide is preferred form. So if we dissolve oxapane in less polar solvent, then the oxapane form will be, oxapane ratio will be greater than benzene oxide ratio. So equilibrium will shift towards oxapane form, that is in less polar solvent. Suppose that oxapane dissolved in solvent, if it is at lower temperature, then the benzene oxide form will be in greater amount. That is, benzene oxide form will be preferred only at lower temperature. Means the equilibrium will rise towards benzene oxide form. So that is at lower temperature. So if you come for the substitution, substitution at C3 favor benzene oxide tautomer, while substitution at C2 and C4 favor oxapane form. So if we have substitution at third position, third carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, third carbon atom, then the benzene oxide tautomer will be the preferred form instead of oxapane form. If it is substituted at second and fourth carbon, then preferred form will be oxapane form, not the benzene oxide. Means this benzene oxide will be present, but its amount will be lesser compared to oxapane form. So these are the important factors which will decide the ratio of oxapane and benzene oxide ratio, that is temperature, solvent, and substitution. Now if we come for the synthesis, how these oxapane 7-member heterocycles are prepared. So first method is from cyclic compounds. 3, 4, and 6-membered carbocycles have been employed as starting material for the construction of oxapane ring system. Most synthetically useful method involve cyclopropane and cyclohexene as a starting material. So among these three carbocycles, 3-membered, 4-membered, and 6-membered, the synthetically useful methods involves 3-membered and 6-membered heterocycle as a starting material. The most efficient method for synthesis of dihydro and tetrahydroxapane involves ring expansion of alkynyl cyclopropyl carbenols. So here the starting material will be of 3-membered heterocycle. So if we take alkynyl cyclopropenyl carbinol, if it is treated with desmortine periodinane or oxalyl chloride DMSO triethylamine, it will undergo mild oxidation. So this alcohol group will be get oxidized to aldehyde group, and this intermediate will undergo 3,3 sigmatropic rearrangement to give dihydroxapane derivative. So this is the most efficient method for synthesis of dihydro and tetrahydroxypene by ring expansion of alkynyl cyclopropyl carbonyl. That is, oxidation of this carbonyl will lead to the formation of aldehyde group. That aldehyde group, upon heat, upon thermal reaction, it will undergo 3,3 sigmatropic rearrangement. That is, there is ring expansion. This three-membered ring will get expanded, and ring ring expansion will takes place. Finally, it leads to the formation of dihydroxypene derivative. So this is from three-membered carbocycle. So if you come for four-membered carbocycle, that is bicyclo 2,2,0 hexa 2,5-diene undergoes epoxidation followed by rearrangement of resulting tricycle leads to the formation in low yield of oxapine. Means already mentioned, cyclopropane and cyclohexane are the most efficient method for preparation of oxapine. Why we are not consider four membered is it is going to give oxapine in low yield. So that's why this is not an efficient method. That is using four membered carbocycle as a starting material. So here this is the starting material, that is bicyclohexane 2,5-diene. Upon epoxidation by using peroxides, it is going to lead to the formation of tricycle. This is four-membered cyclic system. This is also four-membered cyclic system, and if you come for this is a three-membered cyclic system. So overall, 1, 2, 3 tricycle will be formed. So this tricycle will undergo rearrangement. If it is heated at 115 degrees centigrade, it will lead to the formation of oxapine. So that is the preparation of oxapine by using four-membered carbo cycle. One more efficient method is by using six-membered carbo cycle. The formation of oxapine ring from six-membered carbo cycle is one of the most useful route to monocyclic oxapines. The method is based on the epoxidation and bromination of 1,4-cyclohexadiene, which leads to the formation of dibromo epoxides. Upon dehydrohalogenation, offer the corresponding oxapine benzene oxides, and these tautomerizes to oxapines. So in this six-membered carbocycle, which is an most useful route for the synthesis of monocyclic oxapine, and this method involves epoxidation of 1,4-cyclohexadiene. So this is 1,4-cyclohexadiene. If you do epoxidation, it is going to lead to the formation of this epoxide. This epoxide, upon treatment with bromine, will undergo bromination reaction to form dibromo. This dibromo epoxide will undergo dehydrohalogenation in presence of base to form corresponding oxapine benzene oxide. So this oxapine benzene oxide will tautomerize to oxapine. So this is by using a six-membered carbocyclic as a starting material, that is cyclohexadiene, 1,4-cyclohexadiene. So this is general reaction, that is first step is epoxidation followed by bromination and dehydrohalogenation, and finally tautomerization will lead to the formation of monocyclic oxapines. And depending upon the electron nature of substituent, we are going to get different substituted oxapines. That is, the electronic nature of the substituent in cyclohexadiene ring determines which of the two possible substituted oxapines is formed, and this depends on which of the two double bonds are initially involved in epoxidation. Means here the electronic nature of the substituent which is bound to the cyclohexadiene will determine two possible substituted oxapine. Means Through this example, I will explain how two possible substituted oxapenes are formed. First case is if the substituent is electron donating, then it leads to the formation of two substituted oxapine. Suppose if I take substituted cyclohexadiene. In the previous case, I have taken unsubstituted cyclohexadiene. It lead to monocyclic oxapine. If the cyclohexadiene is substituted and if the substituent is electron donating, then if I do epoxidation, and as we know this epoxidation involves electrophilic oxygen. So this electrophilic oxygen, and if we come for the epoxidation is a regio-specific and regio-selective reaction. So the double bond which is more electron rich, it will be get epoxidized. It will be get epoxidized. So if I do the reaction of this substituted cyclohexadiene with peroxy acid, the more substituted double bond will be the substituent which with electron donating group. So that will be get epoxidized. So here is the case. This double bond will be get epoxidized, not this one. Okay, if you compare the nucleophilicity of these two bonds, these two double bonds, this double bond is more nucleophilic. So it is going to react with the electrophilic oxygen and it is going to form epoxide ring. Then upon treatment with bromine, it will undergo bromination. So the other double bond, now it will undergo bromination to form dibromo epoxide. This dibromo epoxide derivative upon treatment with base undergoes dehydrohalogenation reaction to form benzene epoxide. So this benzene epoxide will tautomerize, results in the formation of two substituted oxapine. Means if the substituent attached is electron donating. So if the substituent is electron donating, then it leads to the formation of two substituted oxapine. So next case is if the substituent is electron withdrawing, then it leads to the formation of four substituted oxapine. So now in this case, if the R group is electron withdrawing in nature, then this peroxide will epoxide this double bond. Now if you compare the nucleophilicities, this is more nucleophilic than this because this double bond is attached to electron withdrawing group. So nucleophilicity or electron density will decrease here. So this is more electron rich. So it will be get epoxidized and bromination leads to the formation of dibromo epoxide. Upon treatment with base, it will undergo dehydrohalogenation to form benzene oxide. If this benzene oxide undergoes tautomerization to oxapine, now it leads to the formation of four substituted oxapine. So this is the effect of electronic nature of the substituent. If the substituent is electron donating, it leads to the formation of two substituted oxapine. If the substituent is electron withdrawing, then it leads to the formation of four substituted oxapine. Next is photochemical and thermal reaction. So by photochemical and thermal reaction, how we can prepare oxapine? Heterocycle is the parent oxapine can be prepared by short and efficient route starting from 7-oxa-narboradiene as the 5-membered heterocycle. So here this oxa-narboradiene will contain, it is an bicyclic ring system where it is having 5-membered heterocycles. Isomerization of this bicyclic compound into monocyclic oxapine is promoted photochemically and this is followed by thermal rearrangement. So here it is the short and efficient route which involves a bicyclic system where you can see there is involvement of 5-membered heterocycles. So here what happens is isomerization of bicyclic compound into monocyclic oxapine is promoted photochemically and followed by thermal rearrangement. So if you take 7-oxa-narboradiene, first it will undergo photochemical reaction, means it will undergo 2+2 cycloaddition to form this intermediate. This will undergo rearrangement through bond cleavage and it leads to the formation of oxapine. So several di, tri, and tetra substituted oxapanes have been prepared using the same approach. So by applying this same approach, so we can prepare several di, tri, and tetra substituted oxapanes. So I will explain by taking example. So here is the example, that is Diels-Alder reaction of substituted furans with alkynes via corresponding 7-oxo-Narbora-dienes. So if we carry out Diels-Alder reaction, that is 4 plus 2 cycloaddition of substituted furan with alkynes, it is going to form 7-oxo-Narbora-diene. This 7-oxo-Narbora-diene, once we have this 7-oxo-Narbora-diene, it will undergo photochemical reaction, that is 2 plus 2 cycloaddition to form this intermediate, which upon thermal treatment will undergo rearrangement and it leads to the formation of oxapine. So this is by taking substituted furans. So by taking substituted furan, we can have, here it is tetra substituted. So if I take mono substituted, it will lead to tri substituted oxapine. If I take simple furan, I'm going to get di substituted oxapine. So this is through photochemical and thermal reaction. So if you come for the reactions of oxapine, the existence of rapid oxapine benzene oxide equilibration does not allow oxapanes to be treated as separate entity, and some reaction may involve the benzene oxide tautomers. So here we cannot take, if you are considering the reactions of oxapane, we cannot consider only this oxapane form. Why? Because these two are in rapid equilibrium. So and there are cases where there is involvement of benzene oxide, not the oxapane tautomer in the reaction. So we cannot take these two entities separately. So if we are considering, we need to consider as a whole because there exists a rapid equilibrium. So whenever you are going to write a reaction, you need to write this equilibration, then you need to write whatever the possible reactions of this oxapane. So first is cycloaddition reaction. Oxapanes undergo cycloaddition reaction with unsaturated molecules due to their cyclic polyenic character and can behave as ene, diene, and triene according to the kind of dienophile and considering the oxapane benzene oxide system. So here this oxapane will undergo cycloaddition reaction. Since it is having cyclic polyenic character and it can behave as an ene, diene, triene, so that it is entirely dependent on the type of dienophile we are going to use. And here we are going to consider both oxapane and benzene oxide system. So here in this case, benzene oxide system will undergo reaction with dienophile and it is going to lead to the product formation. And here in this case, oxapane is involved in the reaction and it is going to lead to the corresponding product. And this is the example of cycloaddition reaction, and where it is going to act as diene, means it is an example for Diels-Alder reaction. That is, this oxapane upon treatment with this malic anhydride will undergo 4 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction to form this adduct. And if you consider this one, this is benzene oxide on reaction with DMAD, dimethyl aza dicarboxylate. So here there is a mistake, that here there should be N. So this is dimethyl aza dicarboxylate. Dimethyl aza dicarboxylate is the dienophile. It reacts with this benzene oxide and it leads to the formation of this cycloaddition product. So this is regarding cycloaddition reaction. So if you come for reaction with electrophile, the protonation of oxapine benzene oxide takes place at the ring oxygen atom and generally results in CO ring cleavage with the formation of carbocation before conversion into phenol. So the most well studied reaction with electrophile is protonation reaction. So this oxapine benzene oxide upon treatment with acid, protonation of ring oxygen takes place and followed by there is cleavage of carbon oxygen bond. Since this is a three membered ring, this is somewhat stable, but after protonation there is possibility of carbon oxygen ring cleavage. So this carbon oxygen ring cleavage leads to the formation of carbocation, and depending upon the type of migration or type of shift, we will have different types of product. So if the carbon oxygen bond breaks and if this X group migrates to this carbon, that is if I label 1 2 3, so if this X group migrates to here means it will be 1 3 shift and followed by aromatization leads to the formation of this phenol product. Here it is 1 3 shift. This X group which is previously present on the carbon 1 has been migrated to third carbon. So it is 1 3 shift. So there is other possibility that it can lose R group, R1 group and leads to formation of this phenol derivative. There is other possibility that it can lose X group and lead to this phenol derivative. So here in all the case there will be cleavage of this carbon oxygen bond and there will be generation of carbocation. So depending upon the stability of the carbocation, these type of reactions are possible. So there is also possibility of 1 6 shift also, means this X group may shift here, means 1 2 3 4 5 6. If the X group migrates here means it is 1 3. If the X group migrates to this carbon it is 1 6 shift. If it is going to lose X group it leads to this product, and if it is going to lose this R1, this R1 may be hydrogen or deuterium, so it can be easily get eliminated and it is going to lead to the formation of phenol. So finally it is going to lead to the formation of phenol derivative. So this is the reaction of oxapine benzene oxide with electrophile, that is well studied reaction is protonation. Next, reactions with nucleophile. The arene oxide valence tautomer of oxapine could react with nucleophiles as a simple epoxide. However, the oxapine benzene oxide is quite unreactive towards nitrogen nucleophile like ammonia, amide and amine, but reacts with azide ion. Come for the reaction with nucleophile. So oxapine will not react directly with the nucleophile. Only the arene oxide, which is a valence tautomer of oxapine, will react with the nucleophile, and the reaction will be like simple epoxide. But if you come for the nucleophile like ammonia or amines, they are not reactive with this epoxide. However, azide ion reacts with the arene oxide. So and it leads to the formation of ring opening of that epoxide, and it leads to the formation of this product. Okay. So this is regarding reaction with nucleophile. Here, what you need to remember is arene oxide is going to react with the nucleophile. Which type of nucleophile are unreactive is ammonia, amide and amines are unreactive, but azides are quite reactive and react with the arene oxide as simple oxide, and there will be ring opening and the reaction will be of SN2 type. and it is going to lead to the formation of corresponding product. So these are the reactions and synthesis of oxapine. Now we need to discuss one more submember heterocycle, that is thiophene. Thiophene, as we have discussed in the beginning, that it is less stable than oxapine, and there are no evidence of existence of that monocyclic thiophene because they are not stable. They are not. There is no evidence of existence. Why that thiophene is not going to exist is this is the reason. That is, theoretical studies at high level of theory dealing with stability of thiophene and its valence tautomer have shown a significant preference for the valence tautomer benzene sulfide, which was more stable than parent thiophene. So, similar to oxapine, thiophene, thiophene also exists in two forms, that is thiophene and benzene sulfide. So these two are the valence. This benzene sulfide is the valence tautomer of this thiophene, and in the case of thiophene, it prefers to exist in benzene sulfide form rather than in thiophene form. So why? Because this benzene sulfide is more stable than the parent thiophene. And there is a remarkable difference with azapanes and oxapanes is that valence isomers in simple thiopenes are prone to extrude the sulfur atom in an irreversible process. So this is the reason why the thiopane ring system, monocyclic thiopane ring system are not stable and they are not being isolated because this thiopane will be in equilibrium with benzene sulfide, a valence tautomer. But this valence tautomer is more stable than this thiopane. And this benzene sulfide is prone to extrude the sulfur atom irreversibly to form arene derivatives. So this is the reason, because it is going to lose the sulfur atom and it is going to lead to the formation of six-membered heterocycle. So that's why this thiopane are not isolated, because of this is the reason, because it is going to exclude the sulfur atom and it is an irreversible process. If you come for the synthesis of thiopane, thermal rearrangement of cis 1,2 divinyl thyrane leads to the formation of corresponding 4,5 dihydrothiophene. So if a cis 1,2 divinyl thyrane is heated, it will undergo 3,3 sigmatropic rearrangement to form 4,5 dihydrothiophene. So this is the synthetic uh, method available for the preparation of 4,5 dihydrothiophene. Thiophene thus appears to exist exclusively in the valence isomer, but how can we make the stability of thiophene, or how we can enhance the stability of thiophene is the stability of thiopenes is enhanced by presence of bulky substituents at C2 and C7 positions and electron donating or electron withdrawing group. Additional stability is achieved in transformation to SS dioxide, that is sulfones and thiopenium salt. So already we have discussed, that is thiopene is going to exist in the valence isomer. So suppose if we want to make the thiophene form more stable, how we can enhance the stability of that thiophene is by introducing bulky substituent at C2 and C7 position, and it may be electron donating group or electron withdrawing group. Additionally, we can also increase the stability by oxidizing sulfur to sulfur monoxide or sulfur dioxide, that is converting the sulfur into sulfones or thiopinium salt, will also enhance the stability. So if you come for the reactions, there are only few reactions because there is, since thiopine are less stable, so few reactions are known, that is cycloaddition reaction. Means this thiopine will undergo cycloaddition reaction to form cycloadduct. Here is the example, that is the cycloaddition of 2,7-di tertiary butyl thiopine with tetracyanoethylene produce only the cycloadduct. Means here is the example for thiopine acting as diene, and it is undergoing 4 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction, that too with tetracyanoethylene. So here you can see there are two tertiary butyl group bulky substituents has been introduced. So thereby it is somewhat stable. So if it is reacted with tetracyanoethylene, will undergo 4 plus 2 cycloaddition reaction to form this cycloadduct. One more reaction of thiopine is thermal reaction, thermal and photochemical reaction. The most common thermal reaction of thiopine is extrusion of sulfur atom. A similar reaction occurs with thiopine 1 oxide and 1,1 dioxide, which lost sulfur monoxide and sulfur dioxide respectively. So this has been already discussed. That is, the under thermal condition, thiopine will prefer to be in benzene sulfide valence tautomer. That benzene valence tautomer will extrude sulfur atom to form arene. So this is a thermal reaction. Similar case has been observed with thiopine 1 oxide and thiopine dioxide. So exhibit they also exist in the equilibrium with benzene sulfoxide. This benzene sulfoxide will undergo exclusion, or it is going to lose sulfur monoxide to give arenes. And if we take sulfur dioxide, sulfone derivative of thiopine, they also exist in equilibrium with its valence tautomer. That valence tautomer will undergo, that valence tautomer will lose sulfur dioxide to form arene derivative. So because of lesser stability, there are few reactions are known with thiopine. So these are the reactions and preparations of thiopine derivatives. Thank you.